Hello, my name's Al and today I'm going to show you how to set up your tubeless road tyres. Road tubeless tyres, tubeless sealant, a measuring cup, a CO2 inflator and spare CO2 cartridges, tubeless valve, a sponge and washing up liquid solution, and a track pump. Going tubeless on a road bike has got loads of benefits. You might save a little bit of weight, you can run slightly lower pressures, so your bike will be more comfortable and you'll get better grip. Also, running sealant in your tyres means that punctures should heal themselves as long as they're not too big. In the event of a huge puncture, also your tyre will deflate more safely. It won't explode like it can do with a tube, which has got to be a good thing when you're hitting some high speeds down a descent. Of course, you're going to need tubeless specific wheels. Some will have a sealed rim bed, some will use specific tape. You'll also need your tubeless specific tyres. Here we're fitting some Hutchinsons. These guys have been doing it since tubeless road was invented. A key part of the tubeless setup is the valve. So unless it's fitted already, take your valve, insert it into the rim, and with this setup, which is pretty normal as to how it goes, first of all, have a small O-ring, and then a small locking collar. Do that up nice and tight with your fingers. That valve should now be sealed onto this rim. To make fitting your tubeless road tyre a bit easier, it's a good idea to lubricate the bead. This will help it to slip onto the rim more easily because you don't want to be using tyre levers, and it'll help it to seat more quickly. So we're going to use this little gadget, which is basically a Hutchinson tyre lever with some sponge and a washing up solution. You can make this up yourself, bit of washing up liquid, bit of water and a sponge, and we're just going to run it around the bead of the tyre. Repeat for the other side. You mount your tubeless tyre just like you would any other tyre, so you don't have the hassle of a tube being in the way. So make sure you've got your rotation correct. Should be marked on the sidewall. And fit the first bead. I'm going to line your logo up with your valve. And that's the first bead fitted. And we're going to start fitting the second bead. Work your way around, but don't fully fit the tyre because we need to add some sealant. Okay, here we have our tubeless sealant. This is the Hutchinson sealant that's recommended for use with these tyres. Really important, no matter what sealant or tyres you're using, that you give it a really good shake. There's particles inside the liquid and these need to be dispersed. Once you're happy, we're going to pour out a measure. If you're fitting new tyres to a new rim, you're going to need about 60 mil. That's in a 25 that we're running here. If we're in a 23, might get away with 50. If the tyres already had sealant fitted, you may get away with as little as 30. Pour the sealant into the tyre. And then rotate it round so the sealant's sitting at the bottom and we can fit the rest of the tyre without the sealant going everywhere. As you go, you're probably going to want to wipe off a bit of the sealant because it reduces your grip. And that's it, popped onto the rim. Next up, we're going to inflate it. The easiest method of inflation is using a CO2 inflator such as this. So we've got a new cartridge in here. Tighten that into place. Take the valve at the top of the rim. And empty the whole cartridge into the tyre, which should see it pop into place on the rim. Just go around and clean up any sealant. And then we're going to check the pressure with our track pump. Next, we're just going to check the pressure with our track pump. Remember, you can experiment with your pressure. You might want to drop it a little now you're not running tubes. Just wind the lock nut in on the valve. We're going to give our tyre and our wheel a visual inspection. I'm going to make sure that this seam in the tyre is evenly spaced away from the braking surface on the rim, or the edge of the rim if you're running discs as well, which it is. And we're going to give the wheel a quick spin just to make sure it's seated properly and that the tyre doesn't undulate at all. So that's nicely seated. Over the next 24 hours, you might want to keep an eye on it just to top up the air and make sure that it stays seated on the rim. You may find over the next couple of weeks that you do need to top the tyre up a little bit more regularly than you would with a tube setup. However, after that period of time, everything should be as normal. Just top up your tyres once a week as you would normally. So that's it, all ready to go out and enjoy your new setup. Thanks for watching, see you next time.